Today, we're moving towards a pose called Visvamitrasana. I don't usually teach this pose, so it's a little bit different. You probably haven't done it with me in my practices, but it's here. It's a version of side plank where we go like this. And if you're like, nope, I'm out, you can leave the virtual class. But you know you don't have to do it. We're just going to spend the entire class opening up body parts that would eventually lead to getting closer to opening up that pose. But if that's not available, it's not available. It's okay. So, but if you look at that pose, I'll show you one more time where we're going. If we come into it from downward facing dog, look at what we're going to be opening. Right? We're going to be opening hamstrings. Look at the left leg, the bottom leg. That's a big hamstring stretch. Look at my upper side body. It's a big side body stretch. And then it's a lot of stability in this supporting shoulder. So that's where we're going. That's what we're going to work on. So it's going to be a big wrap up into a beautiful class. Okay. So if you are using the playlist, go ahead and press play. And we're going to start right in child's pose. So knees to the mat, big toes touch, and then shift the hips back. Walk the arms out long, release the chest. Just take a few breaths here as you really start to settle. Notice where your mind went. After seeing where we're going with this class, notice if your mind started to panic, started to freak out, got excited, whatever it is, just become aware of those thoughts as you start to breathe into them. See if you can make a little more space for the breath and let that space take up some of the space that the thoughts used to take up. So inhale, really get big on your inhale. Fully embody the inhale. And then exhale, completely empty out. Feel that through your whole body. Just one more. Inhale. And exhale. And then as you inhale next, start to come up to table. So shift those shoulders right over the wrists. Walk the knees in line with the hips. And take a few moments. Take a few breaths. Take 3 big breaths to let the body really, really just arrive here. Whatever that means for you. Maybe it's movement. Maybe it's stillness. Whatever it is, it's breath. Really big inhales, really big exhales. Slow, soft breath. Starting to kind of inform the body, inform the nervous system that we're going to be leaning into that breath practice. And then come to stillness if you're not already in stillness by the end of your next exhale. And pause, inhale. Exhale. As you inhale, take the left hand forward and then reach the right leg back. So the right leg's parallel to the ground, left arm is parallel to the ground. Turn your right toes down to face the mat so you kind of neutralize the pelvis, and then inhale, reach the right foot away from the left hand. Notice what happened to your low ribs. Often we have a tendency to kind of sag the low ribs out when we're reaching. Tuck them back in. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, curl in, tap the left elbow to the right knee. Inhale, reach back out. Notice those low ribs. If you're kind of dumping a little bit, draw back up. Exhale, draw in. Left elbow taps the right knee. One more time. Inhale, reach out long. Tuck those low ribs in. Exhale, curl it in. And then just set it right down. Let's find one round of cow and cat to kind of wash it out. Inhale, belly softens down. Shoulders roll back. Gaze shifts up. Exhale, round all the way back. Broad shoulders, peek down to the belly button. And then inhale, back to table. All right, same thing, other side. Inhale, right arm out long, left leg out long. Right arm forward, left leg back. Left toes, spin them down to face the mat. Inhale, reach really long, tuck those low ribs in. Exhale, curl in, right elbow taps the left knee. Inhale, reach back out long. Notice the ribs, draw them in and up. Exhale, curl in and tap. Last one, inhale, reach out long. Tuck those low ribs in. Exhale, curl it in, tap, and set it down. Take one round of cow and cat. Inhale, belly comes down towards the ground. Gaze comes high. Exhale, round all the way back to cat. Inhale, back to table. And pause. Tuck the toes under. Press back into the toes. We're not going anywhere. We're just starting to feel into the toes. So while the toes are tucked, press into the hands, press the weight back in towards the feet. And just realize, become aware of the fact that you have feet, you have toes, you have a body. Take a breath. You have breath. Exhale, come back to table. Untuck the toes. Think about which set of toes is your left set of toes and pick those toes up. Left toes up. Swivel them off the left side of your mat. Step the right foot back so the right leg is long. Inhale, right arm up high. Gate pose. Look up to the right hand. Make sure it's reaching right above the left hand. Look back to the right foot. Make sure the outside edge of your right foot is parallel to the short edge of your mat. And then again, shine the gaze up towards the right hand. Inhale, reach even higher. Exhale, first side body stretch. Start to lower the right upper arm towards the right ear. And then inhale, lift if you want, the back foot parallel to the mat, flexing through the right foot. Inhale, keep reaching. How long can you become between the right fingertips down to the right toes? Exhale, stay. One more breath, breathe in. Exhale, lower the right foot. Lower the right hand, table. One more round, kind of rinse out with cow and cat. Inhale, belly softens down, gaze shines high. Exhale, round all the way back. Cat. Inhale, back to table. Same exact thing, other side. Figure out which toes are the right toes. Lift the right toes. Spiral the right toes off the right side of your mat and take a big step back with the left leg. Left hand comes up high. First, look up high. Make sure that left hand is really high, right over the right fingertips, right shoulder over the right wrist. And then slide the gaze back to the left foot. Make sure the outside edge of the back foot is parallel to the short edge of your mat. Inhale, reach higher, look higher. Exhale, upper left upper arm softens over the left ear. Reach those left fingertips as you lift the back leg, flex the back foot. Inhale, reach really long, really engage. Exhale, pause. One more time. Inhale, stay as you lengthen. Exhale, all the way down, table. Final round of cow and cat. Inhale, belly softens, shoulders roll back, gaze comes high. Exhale, round all the way back, arch the back body, look to the belly button. Inhale, back to table. Take a big breath in. Exhale, curl the toes, downward facing dog. Shift the hips back, lift them high. And same thing like we did in table, take 3 big full breaths here. Really starting to just let your practice become your own. If you need movement, find movement. Staying with the breath wherever you go. Just one more breath, a deep, deep inhale. And a slow, full exhale. As you inhale, rise up to the tippy toes, really high on the tippy toes. As you exhale, soften the heels back down towards the mat. It's okay if they don't touch. Inhale again, lift the heels, come up to the tippy toes, lift the hips as high as you can. Exhale, melt the heels back down towards the mat. Last time, inhale, up to the tippy toes, lift, lift, lift. As you exhale this time, roll forward to plank. Start to shift the shoulders over the wrists. Mine come too far forward, so I have to take a step forward with my hands. We want our shoulders right over the wrists. We want our hands like down dog hands, wide fingertips, index fingers facing forward. Again, here, notice your low ribs. Draw them in and up. Take a breath. Breathe in. Exhale, let that breath go. Stay. One more time. Inhale. As you exhale, downward facing dog, lift the hips up and back. Take just one big breath in. As you breathe out, walk the feet up to the hands, forward fold. Pause here. Same thing as table, same thing as down dog. Take your 3 big slow breaths and start to find your own practice. Start to find your own body, your own breath. If you need movement, find it, allow it, encourage it. If it's stillness, go for that. Let's come a little bit more into the hamstrings here. So take the fingertips down to the mat, ground into the right foot, take a bend in the right knee and step the left foot right behind the left foot. Sorry, the left foot comes behind the right foot. So the outer edges of the feet are really close together. They might be touching, they might not be touching. Find a nice deep bend in the front knee, the right knee, and then we'll see if we can straighten the back leg. Don't force it. You can always keep a bend in that knee. And then just let the hips really gently make their way towards the left. Just a really gentle tilting of the hips over to the left side, just to kind of encourage a gentle opening of that left outer hip. Take a breath in. Undo it. Step the feet back. Uncross the legs. Forward fold. Inhale, flat back, half lift. Hands slide up the shins. Get super long. Exhale all the way back down. And then we're just going to find the other side. So cross the right leg behind the left leg. Same thing here. The outer edges of the feet are next to each other. They might be touching, they might not. Left leg is in front, so bend the left knee and then encourage the hips to really gently kind of knock over to the right just a little bit. You can kind of lean into it a little bit, but keep digging that right heel down into the mat. Take a big breath in and a full breath out. One more time, inhale. As you exhale, undo it back to the forward fold, neutral feet, neutral legs. Inhale, flat back, half lift. Exhale, fold all the way back down. And then find a gentle bend in the knees and roll your way right up to stand. Nice and slow. Roll those shoulders back, reach the fingers down, crown of the head rises up high. Pause here, take a breath. Exhale, let that breath go. All right, so game plan, we're gonna do some half sun salutations, then we're gonna do some lunging salutations. We sometimes call those sun salutations C because it's kind of a flexible format. And then we're going to kind of use the template of sun salutation A to build onto our peak pose of where we're going, Visvamitrasana, okay? So half sun salutations, we really use these just to kind of set our breath, to kind of program our breath into our practice. Hands down by the side, shoulders down, nice tall spine. Inhale, arms rise, look high. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Shift the weight forward as you fold. Release the head, the neck. Inhale, flat back, half lift, hands slide up the shins, press into the feet. Exhale, fold all the way back down. Inhale, rise up, look all the way up, reach up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, hands up high. Pay attention to your breath. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, half lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold all the way down. Press into those feet. Inhale, rise all the way up. Take the hands up, look up. Exhale, hands down to the heart. One more time. Inhale, hands reach high, look high. Exhale, forward fold, bow down. Inhale, flat back, half lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, rise all the way up. Press into the feet as you reach the fingertips high. Exhale, hands down to the heart. All right, so we're gonna keep going. We're gonna make our way right into these lunges, okay? Inhale, take the hands up, look up. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, flat back, half lift. As you exhale, step fold first, and then step the right foot back to a lunge. Lower the right knee, untuck the right toes, and then inhale, hands up high. So we're in an Anjaneyasana, but instead of letting these hips come heavy and low, take the hips up so they're right over, stacking over the right knee. Inhale here, reach up. Exhale, hands come down, curl the back toes, step back to downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Exhale, step the right foot through between the hands, lower the left knee, untuck the left toes, right foot forward, left foot back. Inhale, hands up high, shift the hips back so they're over the left knee. Exhale, hands down, curl the left toes, step forward into a forward fold. Inhale, flat back, half lift. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, press into the feet to rise all the way up. Reach up, look up. Exhale, dive down for the other side, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, half lift. Exhale, fold it down. Left foot steps back first this time. Lower the left knee, untuck the left toes. Same thing. Inhale, hands high, shift the hips back over the left knee. Exhale, hands come down, downward facing dog. Pause in down dog for the inhale. On the exhale, step the left foot between the hands, lower the right knee, untuck the right toes. Inhale, hands up high, hips shift back. Exhale, hands come down, tuck the back toes, step forward into the fold at the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, rise all the way up, hands up, look up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Pause, take a breath. Let the breath go. We're gonna add on. Inhale, take the hands high, look high. Exhale, forward fold, pour your weight forward. Inhale, slide the palms up the shins, flat back, half lift. Use the back body. Exhale, fold down, right foot steps back to the lunge. Lower the right knee, untuck the right toes. Inhale, hands up high, shift those hips back. Exhale, hands come back down, but then draw the hips back, straighten the left leg, let the left toes peel up off the mat. So we're in half Hanumanasana. One breath in. As you breathe out, bend the left knee, replace the left foot, plant the hands, curl the back toes, step back to downward facing dog. It's a lot. And take a breath in. As you breathe out, let's stay here for a breath out. As you breathe in, let's come forward to plank. Notice those low ribs, pull them in and up. Exhale, knees down, come all the way down to the mat. Untuck the toes, just a cobra this time. Really grip those hands. Inhale, shoulders back, peel up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips high. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, right foot steps between the hands, left knee lowers, left toes untuck. Inhale, rise up, Anjaneyasana modified. Exhale, hands down, draw the hips back as you straighten the right toes. Nope, straighten the right leg. Lift the right toes. Inhale, get long in the spine. Exhale, return to the lunge, curl the back toes and step forward into your fold. Inhale, flat back, half lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, press into the feet, reach the hands high, back up. Exhale, right back down for the other side, fold again. Inhale, flat back, half lift. Exhale, fold it down. This time the left foot steps back to the lunge, left knee lowers, left toes untuck. Inhale, hands up high. Exhale, hands down low and shift the hips back. Right leg straightens, right toes rise. Take a breath in here. As you exhale, come back to the lunge to return to downward facing dog. Take a breath in, down dog, breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, roll forward to plank. Exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. Same thing, cobra pose. Keep in tight to the ribs. Inhale, rise up, press into the fingertips. Exhale, downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips high. Take a breath, breathe in. As you breathe out, left foot steps between the hands. Right knee lowers, right toes untuck, hands up high. Inhale. Exhale, hands down, hips slide back, left leg straightens, left toes rise. Inhale here, get long. Exhale, return to the lunge, curl the back toes, step forward into your fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold again. Inhale, rise all the way up, press into the feet, hands up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Pause again, take a breath again. Let that breath go. And we're going to change it up just a little bit, but you'll see a similar theme. Inhale, take the hands high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, half lift. Exhale, fold all the way down. Right foot steps back. This time, keep the right knee up off the mat. Hands up high, breathe in. Exhale, hands lower, step back to plank. Take a breath in plank. Then exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. And we'll find locust, so send the hands back by the hips. Inhale, lift everything up off the mat. Hands palms face down towards the mat. Exhale, lower, hands land under the shoulders and press back, downward facing dog. As you breathe in, take the right foot right up to the sky. And then breathe out, take the right foot right between the hands. Press into the feet. Inhale, hands up high, crescent lunge. Exhale, both hands return to the mat. Left foot steps forward, fold at the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back, half lift. Feel your spine. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, rise up, reach the hands up, look up. Exhale, dive it down, other side. Inhale, flat back, half lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. This time the left foot steps back. Crescent lunge, press into the feet. Then inhale, hands up high. Then exhale, hands down low, step back to plank. Pause in plank, tuck those low ribs in. Exhale, all the way down to the mat. Again with locust, hands back by the hips. Inhale, rise up, reach everything up off the mat. Gazes gently forward. Exhale, soften back down and back to downward facing dog. Right away on your inhale, lift the left leg up to the sky. On your exhale, left foot steps between the hands. Crescent lunge, inhale, hands up high. Exhale, hands down low, step forward, fold at the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Pause, take a breath. Let the breath go. Okay, we're going to add on one more time. Ready? Inhale, hands up high, look up high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, half lift. Exhale, fold down, right foot steps back, crescent lunge, same thing. Hands up high, breathe in. And then breathe out, hands come down. This time, shift the hips back, 2 straight legs. So we're in a modified pyramid pose. Pause here, take a breath in. Then take a breath out, bend back into the left knee, plant the hands down, step back to plank. Pause in plank, notice your low ribs, tuck them in, press the mat away, breathe in. Exhale, back down to the mat, all the way down. You're gonna a little this time. Come into Sphinx pose. So forearms come down to the mat, interlace the fingertips here. Put those elbows right underneath the shoulders. Take a breath in as you draw the shoulders back and the chest through. As you breathe out, tuck the toes under, forearm plank. Inhale here. Exhale, come back down to Sphinx pose. Untuck the toes, draw the chest through. Take a breath in. Exhale, back to forearm plank. Tuck the toes, lift. Inhale. And exhale, lower, back to Sphinx. Just one more time. Take a breath, breathe in Sphinx. The exhale guides you back to forearm plank. Take one final breath in. And one final breath out takes us back to Sphinx. Inhale here. Exhale, downward facing dog. Plant the hands, press back, rise the hips up. Inhale, as you inhale, right foot high. And then exhale, right foot lands between the hands. First crescent pose. Inhale, hands up high. Exhale, hands down low, and then shift the hips back, 2 straight legs. Pause here, inhale. As you exhale, bend the right knee, step the left foot forward to meet the right foot and fold. Inhale, flat back, half lift. Exhale, fold back down. Press into the feet. Inhale, rise all the way up. Our last time, exhale, dive back down for the final side. Inhale, flat back, half lift. Exhale, fold. Left foot steps back to crescent. Inhale, hands reach up. Exhale, hands land down. Draw the hips back, 2 straight legs. Inhale here, feel the length build in your spine. Exhale, bend the right knee, plant the hands down, step back to plank. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. We're gonna do the same thing. Inhale into Sphinx pose. So forearms down, elbows underneath the shoulders, interlace the fingers. Take a breath. As you breathe out, forearm plank, lift. Take a breath in forearm plank. Exhale, lower back to Sphinx. Inhale in Sphinx, tall chest, proud chest. Exhale, forearm plank, lift. Inhale here. Exhale, lower. Just one more. One breath in. Exhale, forearm plank. Take a breath. Inhale. Exhale, lower back down and pause. Take one final breath in, Sphinx. Exhale, downward facing dog. Plant the hands, hinge your way back, lift the hips high. And take a big breath in. Big breath out, pause. Inhale, left leg comes up high. Exhale, left foot steps between the hands. Inhale, both hands reach up high. Exhale, both hands frame the left foot, hinge the hips back, 2 straight legs, fold, stay for an inhale, feel length. As you exhale, bend the left knee, step the right foot forward to meet the left, fold at the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back, half lift. Exhale, fold all the way back down. Press into the feet. Inhale, reach up high. Exhale, hands to the heart. Take a moment, take a breath. Let the eyes settle closed. Returning to the breath, returning to the body, returning to the practice. Feel the palms pressing together right in front of the chest. Maybe even press the thumbs right against the sternum, feeling the heartbeat behind them. And then really pour all of your attention into this next breath. Notice everything about it. Notice its depth, notice its edges, notice its length, and then let that breath go. One more time like that. Inhale, really aware of the inhale. Open the mouth, exhale. Blink the eyes open, release the hands down by the side. Okay, so now we're making our way towards Sun Salutation A. We're kind of using it as a template, and we're gonna build different pieces into it. We're also gonna play a little bit of side crow as a bonus. And if you're like, nope, don't do it, okay? There will be tons of places to stop along the way. But we're gonna start a little bit differently. Usually we start with Sun Salutation A with our feet underneath the hips. Today I want you to step your feet together so the big toes are touching. You'll see why in a second, okay? Fingertips come down, crown of the head comes high. Tuck the tailbone just a little bit to create a nice neutral pelvis, neutral spine. Inhale, take the hands up high, look up high. Exhale, forward fold. We're getting really familiar with the fold today. Inhale, flat back, half lift. Now this time, pause, listen. Exhale, fold. Take the fingertips down to the mat, come up to the tippy toes, and then bend the knees all the way down. So make yourself into a little tiny ball. So we're in a little squat, but the heels are lifted. This time we're just going to play with crow pose setup, okay? We're not going to lift the toes up. We're just going to play with the foundation of it. So plant the hands down like down dog hands. Wide, wide fingers, index fingers facing parallel to each other, right? Yeah. Wrap the inner, squeeze the outer legs, and then lift the hips up. Take the knees to the backs of the arms. Again, we're not going into crow pose. We're just setting up. Shift the gaze right to the top of the triangle of the hands. So you might be able to you might be super, super tempted to come into the pose, but instead I challenge you not to. I challenge you to just play with the weight, play with the fingertips gripping into the mat. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, step the feet back to plank. Take another breath in. Exhale, chaturanga if you'd like it. Inhale, upward facing dog if you'd like it. You know your options at this point. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the hips up and back. Take a big full breath in. And a big slow breath out. 2 more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Breathe in. And breathe out. As you inhale, come up to the tippy toes. As you exhale, bend the knees, send the hips back, look forward, step or hop forward, fold at the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back, half lift. Exhale, fold all the way back down. Inhale, press into the feet, rise all the way up, look up. Exhale, hands down to the heart and pause, take a breath. Let that breath go. Look down at where you are on your mat. We'll take a step back if you're a bit too far forward. We want to be about 1/3 of the way down our mat at this point, because this time we're going to play with crow a little bit more. So we want a little more space in the front of our mat. Prepare yourself, fingertips down, big toes touch together, crown of the head reaches up high. Inhale, hands up high, look up high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, half lift. Exhale, pause, fingertips come down, come up to the tippy toes, bend the knees, find that little curled up shape. And now we prepare. Plant the hands down, make sure the hands are good, they're all set. Wrap those elbows in, inner arms squeeze the outer legs, lift the hips, shift the gaze forward above to the top of the triangle of the hands as the knees land on the backs of the upper arms. So this time you can stay with the feet down, or if you want, lift a set of toes, maybe lift 2 sets of toes. Maybe play a little bit, coming in and out of it. Maybe you're already in Shavasana. Take a breath where you are. We're going to begin to make our way back to chaturanga. If you want to step back and go through plank, you're welcome. If you want to shoot back, you're welcome. We'll meet in downward facing dog after you take your vinyasa. Staying with the breath. Once you're in down dog, take a big slow breath in. Open the mouth, let it go. One more time, inhale. Exhale. One more time, just for good measure. We'll even out on the other side. Inhale. And exhale. As you inhale, come up to the tippy toes, roll forward to plank. We're going to find side plank. So notice your left foot. Spin onto the outside edge of the left foot. You can stagger the feet, stack the feet, or give yourself a kickstand with the right foot in front. Inhale, right hand up high, hips up high. So we're opening up this right side body. Reach the right hand up high, maybe take a peek up to it. And then exhale, let's really open up the side body by softening the right upper arm over the right ear. Right palm shines down towards the mat. One breath in. Exhale, back to plank. Lower to your chaturanga. Inhale, rise up. Down to up dog. Exhale, down dog. Take a breath. Inhale. And exhale. As you inhale, lift the right leg up to the sky, three-legged dog. And then exhale, right knee into the chest, shoulders over the wrists, right foot steps between the hands. We're coming right into warrior two. So ground the left heel down, wiggle the right foot to the right just once, and then windmill the hands up high. Settle in, make sure the right knee stays right over the right ankle. Arms out wide, shoulders soften down, fingertips reaching. Full breath, inhale. Exhale, maybe sit a little lower. Maybe not. One more inhale. One more exhale. Take the hands to the hips. We're going to start to straighten the right leg. So we're coming into triangle pose, but we're going to approach it a little bit differently than usual. So instead of letting the hip shift back and pouring ourselves forward, we're going to treat this like a bit of a forward fold. So your left hip, let it start to wrap its way towards the front of the mat, just a little bit. So the hips, instead of shining over to the left side of the mat, they're a little bit at a diagonal towards the front left corner. And then we're just going to forward fold over the right leg. Plant the right hand down. Keep the left hand stays on the left hip. And use that hand now to kind of open up the left hip, wrap it upwards. When it stops, let it stop. Then turn the chest open, then reach the left hand up high. Full breath in, feel length from the left fingertips down to the right fingertips. Feel length from the left foot all the way up to the left hip. And then inhale, reach the left hand higher. Exhale, soften the left upper arm, over the left ear. Left palm faces down towards the mat. Feel that length from the left fingertip all the way down to the left hip. Breathe in. And then breathe out. Circle the left hand back to the left hip. Look down to the right foot. We're coming into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Bend the right knee. Step forward, lifting the back foot. Right hand lands in front of the right foot. Roll the left hip open, flex the left foot, find your stability, then maybe take the left hand high. Full breath in, full breath out. Again, if you want to open that side body even more, you can start to reach the left hand forward in front of you, really reaching from the left fingertips all the way down to the left foot. One breath in. As you exhale, slow motion, land in warrior two. Move slow. Land it. Rise it, take a breath, settle in, exhale, inhale in warrior two, exhale, bend the right elbow, place it to the right thigh, left hand up to the sky, look up to the sky, breathe in, feel length, exhale, left upper arm towards the left ear, again, open up that left side body, breathe in, and breathe out. Inhale, left hand circles back to the left hip. Take the gaze down to the right foot. We're going to take the right hand just in front of the right foot to the outside of the right foot. From here, we're making our way to a side plank. So we're going to start to press into that right hand. We're going to start to lean to the right just a little bit so we can sneak our right foot so it's pointing over off the left side of the mat. Take a big breath in, lift the hips, maybe lift the left hand. If you're not into it, you can always just lower that right foot down to the mat. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Both hands down, both feet down. Take a breath. Let it go. If you'd like that vinyasa, we can flow through. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga or your option. Inhale, up dog or your option. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. Exhale, let it go. One more time, inhale. Exhale. So we started in a sun salutation, so we're going to finish in a sun salutation. Inhale up to the tippy toes. Exhale, bend the knees, hips back, look forward, step, hop, float forward, fold. Inhale, flat back, half lift. Exhale, fold all the way back down. Inhale, rise up, all the way up, hands up, look up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Pause here, take a breath. Find your breath. We have to do the other side. That's how it goes. So get ready. Same exact format. We're going to build crow into it if you want to. If you want to skip it, you're welcome to take a more traditional sun salutation A, and we'll meet you in downward facing dog. Toes come together to touch. Hands come down by the sides. Press into the feet to reach the crown of the head high. Here we go. Inhale, hands up high, look up high. Exhale, forward fold, bow forward. Inhale, flat back, half lift. Exhale, just release the fingertips to the mat. Come up to the tippy toes. Bend the knees deep. Make your way down into that little curled up shape. Okay? From here, you know where we're going. Find crow pose or find your way towards crow pose without getting into it. Take a few breaths, play a little bit, and then we'll make our way back to downward facing dog. So if you want to be walked through it again, hands down, downward dog, hands really firm fingertips. Wrap the elbows in, lift the hips, plant the backs, the knees to the the knees to the backs of the arms. Then this part is the most important part of the entire pose. Shift everything forward so the gaze comes to the top of the triangle of the hands. Then lift those toes up towards the glutes. Take a full breath wherever you are, even if you're already in down dog. If you're with me and you're about to go back to Chaturanga, go ahead. Make your way there. Inhale, find your back bends. Exhale, find your down dog. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. I bet you hoped I would forget this part, but I didn't. Inhale, come forward to plank. We have to get that side plank in. Exhale to the right. So the outside edge of the right foot comes down. You stack or stagger the feet as the left hand reaches up high. And then lift those hips up high. Breathe in. And then soften the upper arm over the left ear. Left hand down towards the mat, shining down towards the mat. Inhale, lift a little higher. Exhale, plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips up and back. Take a breath, breathe here. Let that breath go. Inhale, left leg rises up to the sky. Exhale, step the left foot between the hands. So setting up for warrior two. So ground the back foot, wiggle the left foot to the left just once, wind the arms up. Settle in, find the depth, find the length. Find the shoulders stacked right over the hips. We want to be able to see the left big toe up there. So if you can't see it, tap the left knee out to the left just a little bit more. Take a big breath in, really engaged here. Full breath out, hands come down to the hips. Inhale, straighten the front leg. We're going to find this different version of triangle pose again. So the right hip starts to wrap its way forward, like it starts to shine towards the front of the mat. Just a little bit, doesn't have to be too much. And then we just start to fold the chest over the left leg. Let the left hand land. Right hand comes back to the right hip and says, actually, you're going to wrap up towards the sky. When the right hip stops opening, let it stop. Don't force it. Then turn the chest, the torso up, then take the right hand up. Take a big breath in, reach that right hand high, take the gaze up or down, inhale, and then exhale the side bend. Ooh, this is always a big one for me. Right upper arm over the right ear, right palm facing down towards the mat. Full breath in, full breath out. Circle the right hand back to the right hip. Take the gaze down to the left foot, bend into the left knee, and step your way into half moon pose. Left foot forward, whoop. Right hip starts to roll its way over the left hip. Back foot's really flexing strong, and then the right hand floats its way up. Full breath in. Full breath out. If you're feeling pretty sturdy, you can peek the gaze up to the right thumb up in the air. One more inhale. And then nice and slow motion. Step the right foot back to warrior two. Rise the upper body back up. Virabhadrasana 2. Take a breath. Inhale, reach the hands long. Exhale, left elbow bends and lands on the left knee. Right hand reaches up high. Exhale, right arm arcs overhead. Full breath. Breathe down from the right fingertips down to the right foot. Inhale. Exhale, circle the right hand back to the right hip. Look down at the left foot. Same thing this time. It's kind of a funky transition to a side plank variation. Left hand plants down to the outside of the left foot and a little bit further beyond it in front of it. Plant some weight into the left hand, lean a little bit back to the left, and then sneak that left foot out off the right side of the mat so it's lifted. And if you're like, it's not lifted, it's okay if it's on the ground. Maybe the right hand comes up, maybe the hips come up. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Everything lands. Take a breath. Let that breath go. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, child's pose. Just like our first table, our first down dog, our first forward fold, take those 3 sweet breaths that are your own. If you need any motion in your child's pose, allow it. If it's stillness, allow it, lean into it. Just one more breath. Inhale and exhale. And then slowly walk your way up into a seat, just for a moment. So I'm going to show you how we're going to get into this Visvamitrasana. Oof, it's a mouthful. Anyways, and if sincerely, this is a big pose. It's a lot of opening in a lot of different places at the same time. So if you start to go for it and you start hearing some alarms, listen to those and back out. You can always find side plank if you're like, I want to be doing something, right? Or you can just not do anything. It's up to you. But you can always find side plank as an excellent alternative instead here. Okay, but the way we're going to get into it, I'll show it to you first. I'll walk you through it verbally, and then we can do it together, okay? I think this is an easier one to see first and then get into. But we start in down dog, and then we bend one knee. We bend the, let's see, I'll do it facing you. We bend the knee that we're going to catch hold of, and we what am I doing? Yeah, we bend the knee we're going to catch hold of. We let the, what am I doing? Right? Okay, I got it. We bend the knee we're going to take hold of, which for right now is the left knee. The other knee we start to, the other foot we let pivot in. So we ground the foot, the base foot for any side plank, right? The foot that's holding us down. Then we start to take the opposite hand to the opposite foot, like happy baby, peace sign fingers around the big toe. And then we come into our side plank first. So if you're just here, totally fine. We connect the left knee to the left arm and then start to go for the extension. So it might be here, the foot might be down on the ground. If you're into it, you can pick it up and open up and wrap up and under the underarm, overarm. Okay, so that was not the best explanation. So maybe it will be easier if you do it as we're cueing it, because now it's in my mind a little bit more. Ooh, okay, but I've said this a lot, but sincerely, if you are not interested in this pose, don't beat yourself up. It's yoga. It's just another shape. You can do so many other yoga practices without ever approaching this pose, and that's okay. Okay? If you want to play with it a little bit, listen, and when you need to back off, back off. If you want to try it, find your way to downward facing dog. And take a big breath. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, so we're going to bend the left knee nice and deep. The right heel we let come towards the midline of the mat, and we ground the right foot. From here, lift those left toes up off the mat. So really ground into the back foot, ground into the left hand, take the right hand, peace sign fingers, find the left big toe. And maybe you're like, yep, this is good, I'm out. Totally fine. If you want, press into the left hand and find side plank, left shoulder over the left wrist. Maybe connect the left knee to the left upper arm. And that might be it. That might be good. Maybe you start to open, sending the right foot forward. Maybe you lift and open. It's a lot. Downward facing dog. Take a breath. Let that breath go. We have two sides. Other side. Ready? First, we start bend the right knee. And then we start to pivot the left heel in towards the midline as you ground the left foot. So really strong in the left leg, really strong in the right hand, right arm. Really gently lift the right toes. And then maybe find that balancing act, left fingertips, find the right big toe. Stay here or start to make your way towards side plank, shoulder over wrist. Connect the right knee to the right upper arm. Stay or start to open up that leg. Maybe a breath. Maybe not a breath. Downward facing dog. Final breath in here in down dog. If you want a final vinyasa, you're welcome to go ahead and take it. And we'll meet in child's pose. So sink your way down to the mat. Forehead might meet the mat. Hips nice and soft. Chest soft. Breath soft. Just one more breath. Inhale. Exhale. And then as you inhale, crawl your way back up to a seat. I promise we're done with that. Exhale, hips come over to one side. Legs come out in front. So we're done with Visvamitrasana. But we're going to do one more big side body opener because now our bodies are really ready for it. So take the legs wide. I'll face you. We're just going to find a wide-legged fold. Come up nice and tall. We want the pelvis gently tilting forward, so it's going to avoid rounding the spine back. Sit up tall, inhale. And then we'll place the left forearm to the inside of the left leg. And if that's a lot, just stay here. If you want some more, roll the right shoulder back. Think about opening the chest up and then reach the right hand up to the sky. As you exhale, tilt over the left leg. We want to really keep the chest opening, keep that right arm coming up towards the sky. Prioritize that opening, the lengthening, over getting the right foot. It's kind of cool if you can get the right foot. It feels like an accomplishment, but at the end of the day, what's a bigger accomplishment is maintaining this down the side body. Big, big breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, rise back up. Center. Pause. Other side. Right forearm inside of the right leg. Right palm down to the mat. First, set up the chest. So set yourself up for success. Instead of being like, yeah, I like yoga, roll the left shoulder back. And then you have all this space. Use that space. Inhale, left hand high. Then exhale over the right leg. So same thing here. We're not just going for the foot. We're maintaining all this space that we can create. Keep the feet a little bit flexed. Take a breath. And a breath out. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, hands under the knees. Use your body to help your body. Let's find Badokanasana. So soles of the feet come together to touch. Rock a little bit here so you really feel your sits bones underneath you. And then first sit up nice and tall. So thumbs come to the bottoms of the feet. Fingertips wrap around the tops of the feet. Feel that length that you can create. Then down the spine from the crown of the head all the way down to the sits bones. Inhale, breathe into it. Breathe down it. Open the mouth, exhale. Find a little bit more softness. We're going to move our way into Supta Bhatukanasana. So same thing, stay where you are. Just start to lower your way all the way down to the mat. Legs stay. Upper body releases. And if it's a lot in the groin and the hips, you can always find fists and place them right under the upper thighs for a little bit of cushion. If you don't need that cushion, you can find the hands to the belly, hands to the heart, maybe a big W. Go ahead and let the eyes just gently release closed here. But stay with the awareness with the breath. Deep inhales. Full exhales. Letting the breath aid your awareness of the practice that your body just brought you through. And then letting that same breath wash that practice away. Allowing the mind to release any thoughts of the practice of the past 50-something minutes and just attach itself, be with the breath. Inhale, fill up, notice the edges, notice the depth, notice the details. Exhale, let it go. Just one more. Inhale. And exhale. Let's take the hands down to the outer legs and use the hands to close up the legs so the soles of the feet come down to the mat. Press into the feet to lift the hips just to set them back down, just to neutralize the spine. And then walk the feet comfortably so that the ankles are not necessarily under, but maybe just in front of the knees. And then press into those feet. Activate the toes, the heels, the ball of the foot, the entire footbed, and then lift into bridge pose. Feet press down, shoulders press down, but maybe the shoulders walk a little bit closer together. Hands may interlace underneath you, maybe not. Press again into those feet to lift the hips. Inhale. Exhale. Notice what the knees are doing if they're splaying out to the side. See if you can draw them in line with the hips. Inhale where you are. And exhale, slowly make your way down to the mat. Untuck the shoulders if they were tucked in. Walk the feet out to the edges of the mat and let the knees come into touch and center. Take a breath here. Let the eyes close here. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale, draw the knees right into the chest. Actually, let's not do that. Keep the feet down on the mat. Press into the feet lightly, lift the hips up, send the hips to the left just a little bit, set the hips back down. Now take the knees up and find your twist. Knees come over to the right. Left shoulder stays down, gaze slides over to the left. And breathe here. Be here. Staying with your breath, even here, even in stillness, even in rest. Then as you begin to inhale, just take the gaze back up high. As you exhale, slide the knees back into center. Release the feet back down to the mat. Press down into the feet to lift the hips up. This time, shift them over to the right, set them down. Knees come up and draw into a twist, knees over to the left. Right shoulder stays down towards the mat. Gaze slides over to the right. And settle in. Notice your breath. Be with the breath. Inhale. Exhale. On your own time, a few more breaths. And as the inhale begins to fill your lungs, peek the gaze up to the sky. As the exhale empties, take the knees back into the chest, feet back down to the mat. Press the feet down to lift the hips, neutralize the spine, neutralize the hips. Take a breath, inhale with the feet down. Exhale, knees into the chest, wrap the legs up, circle around them. Give yourself those 3 breaths of pause of your own to explore, to be still, to find motion. Deep inhales, deep exhales. And then settle into stillness here. Settle into a nice big compression, really squeezing the knees in, hands to opposite elbows or forearms. Point the toes. Inhale, lift the head, the neck, the shoulders into a tiny little ball. Breathe in, final breath. Exhale, Shavasana. Let everything come out long. Legs out long, arms out long. And take a few breaths. We have some room service. We're fine. So relax into your Shavasana. Really feel your body long on the mat. Legs out long, arms out long, feet flap open, palms face up. Breath is deep, breath is long. Noticing if your breath got thrown, if your mind got thrown. Settling back into that groundedness that you've been creating this entire past hour. Come back to what you've created. Come back to the breath. And while the mind remains soft, Let the mind remain aware. Become aware of what you are aware of. Pretty meta. Let's see. Without assigning judgment, without assigning meaning, just become aware of the thoughts that are coming up. The urges that are coming up. The breath that is steady. And then feel into that breath even more. Take a huge inhale. Again, notice every single detail of it. Notice its edges, its depth, its detail, its length. Fill all the way up with it. And then exhale, empty out completely. Finding a few more moments for a few more huge, big, detailed breaths just like that. Letting this breath once more act as somewhat of a cleansing agent. Let the breath wash off any excess thoughts, wash off the practice, wash off the day, wash off everything but this next breath. Inhale, fill up with it, get really big with the breath. And then exhale, release that breath out. Start to invite a little bit of motion into the body, wiggles in the fingertips, wiggles in the toes. Let it be soft, let it be slow. And then as you inhale next, start to reach the hands up overhead behind you. Find that big, long stretch, fingertips down to the toes. Get long, breathe in. And then exhale, bring the knees up to the chest and make your way over to one side. And pause. Come back to the breath. Come back to stillness. Inhale. Exhale. And then slowly on your inhale, begin to press your way right up into a seat. Letting it be slow. Letting it be steady. Let the body find comfort. Let the eyes close down. And for your final 3 breaths, let them be your own. Even in stillness, be with your practice. If you need movement, find movement. If you need stillness, allow stillness. Wherever you are, soften to the breath. One more inhale. Open the mouth, exhale. Press the hands together right in front of the heart space. Gentle tuck of the chin. And we'll seal our practice with a single sound of Om. If you'd like to join, take that big breath in. Namaste.